That water, our hot water, it smells horrible. It smells like rotten eggs in here. What's going on? Hi, this is Erling with Travel Trail Sail. We're out camping this weekend and we've encountered something that we've never in 10 years of RV camping experienced. A situation that's fairly common to people with travel trailers and RVs. That is, our hot water smells like rotten eggs. It's a pretty common problem. To prevent it, you need to make sure that your water lines are cleared regularly. It's not a bad idea to empty the hot water heater if you're going to be not camping for a few weeks at a time, so that water's not sitting in it. But for now, I'm just going to see if we can get through the weekend and have a temporary solution. So what I'm going to do is take vinegar, and in a ratio of 2 gallons of fresh water to every gallon of vinegar, I'm going to take the water bypass, and with the water pump, first I'll empty out the hot water heater, and then I'm going to fill it with this vinegar and water solution. Let that sit for a little while to hopefully kill off whatever bacteria are growing. Then we'll flush that water heater again, and hopefully that'll solve it. So adding vinegar and water in there and then flushing it out. I don't have a flush tool to be able to go in and use water to flush out the hot water heater. I'm just going to do the best that I can, empty out the tank, fill it in, and just follow along, and we'll give this a shot, see if it works. So, as I mentioned, we have to drain the water out of the hot water heater. And what you're going to look for is something that looks like this outside your camper. And also, just a caution, if you have hot water, you're going to want to turn off the water heater and let the water cool. It may take 30 minutes or longer for that water to cool down. So do that first, and then find this hot water heater door on the outside of your camper. We're going to open that up, and what you're looking for is a plug that is the drain plug for the hot water heater. I've got a 15/16 inch wrench. I really advise when you're taking the plug out that you use the right tool for the job. If you try and use a plier, you could end up damaging this very soft plastic on the plug. So, because they don't give you much room to work in here, you'll have to make small turns. Note to whoever designs these things, maybe try and make it a little easier to remove the plug. Water is starting to spray out, and now I can do the rest by hand. And we can see water starting to come out of the hot water tank. And there are 6 gallons of water that need to come out. So we're going to let that go for a while. It may take a few minutes, maybe 5 or more minutes to let all the water drain out. Once we're done, we're going to put this plug back in again so we can fill the water heater with that vinegar water solution. So that's up next. Most campers have a way of adding AntiFreeze to winterize your camper, and we're going to take advantage of that same suction hose that's built for winterization to add our vinegar and water mix. Your suction hose may be in a different location than ours. Grand Design puts theirs behind a panel, so I'm going to remove a couple of screws to get access to that. If yours isn't like that, you might look behind a sink, or maybe even hidden, you have to pull a drawer out. So find where the hose is that you use for winterizing, and that's what we'll use for this process. So I have the suction hose that is here, and you may need to find a valve in here and turn it a quarter turn to make sure that liquid can flow into it. Now this is the hose that we use again for winterizing, and the idea here is that we'll put that right into our gallon of vinegar. Only one problem. When Grand Design built these, they put this on here. I'm not quite sure why, because it prevents you from putting that right into the gallon of antifreeze, or in this case the gallon of vinegar. So we're going to work around that. But the idea is we're going to turn on our water pump, and then we'll bring this liquid into the system and fill the water heater with that. So that's the next step, is getting this into our gallon of vinegar and turning on the water pump. Just filling up the water heater with all this vinegar. We'll repeat that by filling this bottle with water. Ah, look at that. Hot water, and I don't smell rotten eggs. It's a good thing. So just to review our steps, we emptied the hot water heater and then filled it with vinegar and water. That was 2 gallons of vinegar and 4 gallons of water to fill our 6-gallon hot water heater. Then we took a hike. It was a beautiful day, so Judy and I went out and hiked a 3-mile hike out in the woods so that the vinegar had time to do its work. Then we emptied the hot water heater again and refilled it with fresh water. We ran some fresh water through just to make sure everything was flushed out and turned the hot water heater on. And now, hey, we can take a nice hot shower tonight without the smell of rotten eggs. But overall, I think our vinegar and water trick seems to have helped, and we learned a lesson along the way, and I hope you have too. So if you like this, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you'd like to follow along with our adventures, check us out on traveltrailsail.com. Thank you.